My name is Ken Wanda. I'm the managing director of Immobilis, and we've been around for about 10 years as a technology training institution, working with some of the largest technology companies in the world, from Google to Microsoft to Salesforce, to empower young people across Kenya with technology, mobile, software development, and digital skills. The partnership which we engaged and embarked on with the Ministry of ICT to support the government of Kenya, and with our mandate being to support young people across Kenya, particularly those in rural, marginalized, and particularly young women, through also the generous support of the MasterCard Foundation, has been an incredible journey. We started on that in January of this year. And the idea behind Ajira Digital is to boost and grow and scale out a program that actually started about 3 years ago, and is a free program to train young people to benefit from the incredible opportunities in the online workspace and the gig economy. Our trainings are designed to be 2-day to 1-week trainings, where a young person is able to go through: how do I create an online work account? What is this online work and gig economy? What are the local and international platforms that I can benefit from? How do I create a profile? How do I bid? And most importantly, how do I grow my rating to a degree where I can earn a dignified income and to support myself and those in my family? What we've noted is that about 1,000 of those who've been trained and then mentored, and that's another part of our program, which is quite important. It's a hand-holding mentorship experience through building a community of online workers, giving young people, after they've been trained, assignments. There's a Q&A day, there is micro jobs that they can participate in, and we're continuing to build that out and improve the mentorship framework. So we've noticed that over 1,000 to date. The thing that we want to be able to do is use tracer surveys to measure out 6 months down the road those who've benefited, what sort of earnings they're making, and what else we need to do to continue to improve the trainings to be as relevant as possible for how the digital work and digital online world is changing. If there's anything that young people should take away, is that our government is doing an incredible amount of work through this Ajira Digital program, and working with partners such as ourselves, Immobilis, working with partners such as KEPSA, and with the generous support of the MasterCard Foundation through the Young Africa Works initiative, to just make sure that there is free workplace training, which we're offering, that there is opportunities being created through local platforms, from Wowzy to Range to Jumia to Errands Guide to remote tasks, some of the more international ones, QA World, Upwork. Kenyans are very competitive, and Kenyans, speak relatively good English. So we have that competitive advantage, and the fact that we have a good education system. One of the other areas that we want to work very closely with is universities and TVETs to establish and institutionalize Ajira clubs. So we're helping handhold and guide them on how do you set up an Ajira club, how does that club source for work for students, how do trainings happen on a regular basis that are free, that a youth can access through the university and through the university facilities, if not through the Ajira Youth Empowerment Centers, which have free internet provided by the government. Young people should go to the Ajira Digital portal, register. It takes less than 5 minutes to register and to book a training for free, which currently, under the virtual model, because of COVID-19 and the global pandemic, and to ensure everyone is safe, takes 2 days. And then you pick a particular skill topic that you would like to partake in, whether that is content writing, or you want to be a virtual assistant, or transcription, or to participate in digital marketing and e-commerce. You pick the category, and then over 2 days, you get trained. There's a certificate issued by the government for that training, and then we onboard you into the mentorship program, which is facilitated through our 84 center managers and the 50 trainers that we've had. My name is Ken Wanda. I'm the managing director of Immobilis, and we've been around for about 10 years as a technology training institution, working with some of the largest technology companies in the world, from Google to Microsoft to Salesforce, to empower young people across Kenya with technology, mobile, software development, and digital skills. The partnership which we engaged and embarked on with the Ministry of ICT to support the government of Kenya, and with our mandate being to support young people across Kenya, particularly those in rural, marginalized, and particularly young women, through also the generous support of the MasterCard Foundation, has been an incredible journey. We started on that in January of this year. And the idea behind Ajira Digital is to boost and grow and scale out a program that actually started about 3 years ago, and is a free program to train young people to benefit from the incredible opportunities in the online workspace and the gig economy. Our trainings are designed to be 2-day to 1-week trainings, where a young person is able to go through: how do I create an online work account? What is this online work and gig economy? What are the local and international platforms that I can benefit from? How do I create a profile? How do I bid? And most importantly, how do I grow my rating to a degree where I can earn a dignified income and to support myself and those in my family? What we've noted is that about 1,000 of those who've been trained and then mentored. And that's another part of our program, which is quite important. It's a hand-holding mentorship experience through building a community of online workers, giving young people, after they've been trained, assignments. There's a Q&A day. There is micro jobs that they can participate in. And we're continuing to build that out and improve the mentorship framework. So we've noticed that over 1,000 to date. The thing that we want to be able to do is use tracer surveys to measure out 6 months down the road those who've benefited, what sort of earnings they're making, and what else we need to do to continue to improve the trainings to be as relevant as possible for how the digital work and digital online world is changing. If there's anything that young people should take away, is that our government is doing an incredible amount of work through this Ajira Digital program, and working with partners such as ourselves, Immobilis, working with partners such as KEPSA, and with the generous support of the MasterCard Foundation through the Young Africa Works initiative, to just make sure that there is free workplace training, which we are offering, that there is opportunities being created through local platforms, from Wowzy to Range to Jumia to Errands Guide to remote tasks, some of the more international ones, QA World, Upwork. Kenyans are very competitive, and Kenyans, speak relatively good English. So we have that competitive advantage, and the fact that we have a good education system. One of the other areas that we want to work very closely with is universities and TVETs to establish and institutionalize Ajira clubs. So we're helping handhold and guide them on how do you set up an Ajira club, how does that club source for work for students, how do trainings happen on a regular basis that are free, that a youth can access through the university and through the university facilities, if not through the Ajira Youth Empowerment Centers, which have free internet provided by the government. Young people should go to the Ajira digital portal, register. It takes less than 5 minutes to register and to book a training for free, which currently, under the virtual model, because of COVID-19 and the global pandemic, and to ensure everyone is safe, takes 2 days. And then you pick a particular skill topic that you would like to partake in, whether that is content writing, or you want to be a virtual assistant, or transcription, or to participate in digital marketing and e-commerce. You pick the category, and then over 2 days, you get trained. There's a certificate issued by the government for that training, and then we onboard you into the mentorship program, which is facilitated through our 84 center managers and the 50 trainers that we've had. My name is Ken Wanda. I'm the managing director of Immobilis, and we've been around for about 10 years as a technology training institution, working with some of the largest technology companies in the world, from Google to Microsoft to Salesforce, to empower young people across Kenya with technology, mobile, software development, and digital skills. The partnership which we engaged and embarked on with the Ministry of ICT to support the government of Kenya, and with our mandate being to support young people across Kenya, particularly those in rural, marginalized, and particularly young women, through also the generous support of the MasterCard Foundation, has been an incredible journey. We started on that in January of this year. And the idea behind Ajira Digital is to boost and grow and scale out a program that actually started about 3 years ago, and is a free program to train young people to benefit from the incredible opportunities in the online workspace and the gig economy. Our trainings are designed to be 2-day to 1-week trainings, where a young person
It is my pleasure to be here on this occasion as we hold our very first AWS Alumni Community Meetup, and acknowledge that the program is being spearheaded by Amazon Web Services in collaboration with Ajira Digital. So congratulations to all of you for having made it through the cohort 1 to 5 and now cohort 6 almost graduating. So we really take pride in all of you.
My name is Patrick Odhiambo, a graduate of Ajira AWS Restart program. It is during the online journey that I got to know about Ajira, because I've been doing online writing for a while, and I felt that I can do more and earn more, which will actually enable me to take care of my family. I've taken 2 courses so far from Ajira. One of them was data entry, which I completed, and then in the course of waiting for our certificates, that I got an email from them inviting me to try out an AWS cloud program called Restart.
Ajira program was my very first program to do an online learning, and to this program I really learned a lot when it comes to coding. Now that I was transitioning from the telecommunication part of it into coding and the software developer, it was really helpful, and after that I actually got to land an internship at Safaricom.
So our AWS Restart program is a 12 weeks program which targets the unemployed and underemployed Kenyan youths and introduce them to cloud opportunities.
The AWS Restart program accommodates only 100 students, and we usually get around 2,000 applications, where we actually need to be very rigorous in our recruitment process. So the recruitment process starts off with an aptitude test, just to ensure that we get the right kind of candidates that we need. And second of all, we also have a verbal interview with them. Lastly, we do onboarding of the 100 students who are selected into the program, and also take them to the timetable, just to show them the schedule of the day, where we start off our trainings from 9 and end them at 4.
The AWS event that happened today is important because AWS Restart alumni get to meet for the first time. Their classes are fully virtual, so they get to interact. Also in this event, they have been able to meet with industry players such as Azubi Africa, Immobilis, and just sharing opportunities. And the testimonials that were just shared is an encouragement to learners who have not been able to secure a job immediately after completing the program.
Definitely this course can be done by someone who doesn't have tech background. We have so many success stories, people moving from finance, from commerce, and coming up to do cloud computing, and most of them have landed jobs in big companies.
When I joined the Ajira AWS program, I didn't have any professional certifications. It was actually my very first professional certification. And that certification has really opened very many doors for me. I am glad I got confidence to form Data Alma as a way of offering cybersecurity solutions to companies and individuals, but also offer digital security skills to women, to human rights defenders, helping them.
We had an orientation today, but I chose to come to the boot camp. Okay, yeah. I've been working online from 2021 with account, and I was also using a Livingstone account and a study pool account at the same time. But now I'm working at a direct client. I deal with direct clients from University of Texas at Dallas. I have two that I'm managing their assignment, and I'm trying to look to if I can get into the groups in the school, at least nikue kwa group, so that I can get more assignment that I can do. I work with a group of 6 writers, but they're not around. I came alone because they didn't be selected to this boot camp. In online, I've experienced a lot. First, so I've experienced a lot. Online there is money, is ukijituma. That is ujinyima usingizi. You have to spend more time on online writing. And also I expect to learn about transcription, which has been a big kwangu imekuwa ngumu sana kuelewa transcription because I want to major on transcription. So I think from this I'll get the knowledge about transcription. Thank you.
Wapi makofi, wapi makofi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Victoria. She said something very awesome, that hajazoea kuanza. You know, kuna ile hujazoea kuongea mbele ya watu, lakini hujazoea kuanza. So it means anaongea mbele ya watu. That's a good statement. So yeah, and we also expect freelancer unakuwa tu na interact na machine yako. The fact that you're able to even to start and speak in front of us, that's awesome. So good work. Next.
Yes, good morning. I'm Dan Nkoma from Machakos University, and I'm working on Upwork as a virtual assistant for a company in Ireland. And we've been here for the last 3 months. Pia ni mzuri, labda ningesema na expect kutoka hapa labda ni skills za kuanza ku-create na ku-register agency. Tuliko na employees kama 8 ambao pia kazi kupata kazi nyingi pale wanafanya then the dance needs. Yeah. Sasa ni hiyo kwa sasa. Labda bila amesema lazima kuanza, hata mimi nimesema lazima kuongea mbele ya watu kwa clients.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian. Makofi ya Brian. So Brian, you are in the right place. You said you want to learn how to register and be able to start your own BPO because you have already employees, 8 of them. That's a good start. And as also mentioned that you would like to understand about transcription. So now, because of that, you are very able people here. By the time the session ends, I know you'll have interacted with everybody and then gotten to know how best to go about that. To you.
My name is Armando Panase. I have done the virtual assistance through Ajira, and my online experience so far has been with Text Broker, and I've written some great articles for them, I guess. because the money was good. If I say so. I'm hoping to just grow from this experience. I'm not a good online speaker. I'm not a good public speaker, I should say. But when you challenge, to grow and explore the online workspace further.
Okay, thank you so much for makofi. Thank you so much. We look forward to also helping you, work with you, and ensure that also you grow and continue adding more skills as per what you desire. Next.
What I'm expecting is the particular skills to do more work online, to enable zile platforms zile real.
Okay, thank you so much. Wanjiku Karanja ameshika nini? Pesa. Amekuza do hivi akaona this money. Hii pesa ni tamu, si ndio? Kwanza sasa ulishika kabla hata uende shule, ulisema kabla uende shule ulimanage kusoma kweli? No, the fact that you are here it means ulisoma na umeendelea kabisa. So all the best and we wish you well with also as you look to adding more skills and to be able to work on different online platform. So all the best. Thank you so much, Estella. Makofi yake. Good. So here we are speaking money. You know, this is not the place whereby ati unaambiwa weka simu juu, unaona zile mnagonga, weka simu juu, anza kuomba 1300 inaingia, wewe kuna mtu konge mmemwambia naye akupewe 1300 kama si kazi. So hapa tuko tu kazi, si ndio? Ni wewe, ni job. Okay? Now we go to this desk here. Mjambo kazi. You well? And very excited to share. Karibu sana.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I began in 2022, but I trained in 2021 in Ajira, and currently I also get paid to be for one of the teachers for more than this in terms of digital marketing and all that. Online sites, teaching sector on that. So yeah, that's what I do. I market brands on social media, right? And my expectation that 1 year, I just want to do network and all that. That is my percentage.
Good to hear about a lot of things you are doing out there. Niko sure hizo kazi zote unafanya umeemploy my youth. Na wako they are earning from it, they're benefiting. You have to. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, next.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Paris. I'm glad to be here first of all. Mwenye alisema ako na shida ya transcription and the guy to come to. I do transcription and I also do CEO jobs, that is writing. I have worked with, or rather on, Sprout Gigs, Troloca, Emotas, to transcript. Now, also I have worked on a BPO, on a local BPO company. My experience with online work is I'm happy because it's flexible, especially for me because I'm still a student. So I'm able to, schedule myself on how to, be a student and also be a freelancer at the same time. And my expectation, I hope to get the skills so that I can, start my own BPO agency and also to interact with each and every one of you and also gain from each and every one of you. Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Paris. And yeah, ulisema unataka kulearn transcription. Umepata kuiji huko kwenye uniform. So for sure you'll be able to be assisted adequately. So asante sana. Yes.
Good morning. Morning. I'm Modoni Karaoke. I'm almost finishing student from the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology.
Okay, Mary, you can stand here. Gentleman here can hear the voice, but he can't put the face to the voice.
So I'm Modoni Karaoke, student from Jomo Kenyatta, the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Currently, so let me just give you a short story. So I thought online work was a scam until I met Ajira. Because in first year, online work was either you send someone money so they can give you work, so they connect. There was just a lot of money involvement which was never fruitful. So that was my first experience with online work. Now when Ajira came, that was after Corona. The club is what I got to learn what online work is. And niliona sister because mimi mwaga pesa because you just want to explore here. So now after being trained with Ajira on digital marketing, that is now what I currently do. And my expectation for this session is also get to know what wale atujua na sivyo. We get to learn from each other, we get to benefit from the knowledge we have gained, and also the platforms we are working on. So I am Modoni Karaoke and I'm also happy. And sing because I'm smiling.
Asante sana, Modoni Karaoke. We know you as baby, now we know the other two names. It's a good thing. So yeah, good to know that it's encouraging kujua venye mentality ya youth ina change. Kwa online wako na feel hii kitu yanga wali ko inanga unajua, but then you experience, you learn. Huku watu promise cash na kupromise training na skill, then wewe ndo utafuta hiyo cash through the skill tutakupea, and that is what we are talking about. So thank you. Next.
Hello, morning. Morning, guys. Morning. Let me start like a motivational speak. Okay, my name is Morris Mawe. I'm a partner. The platform that I use Upwork and Task. So I work in Upwork in remote task. I work majorly in data annotation projects. In Upwork, I'm a graphic designer. Locally, I work with a digital marketing agency known as Genki. And that's the brief story of most. Yeah, my expectation here is engaging with mostly guys who are in digital marketing agency. Yeah, like our colleague there. Yeah, and getting to know different graphics that guys are using. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Molo. I know as the day goes by, we'll be talking about Upwork recruiters, telling you guys what you do and how friendly it is.
Good morning. I'm January Mtavi, J4 alumni. My online work experience stems from Upwork. I've been working in Upwork since December 2020. I can say my milestone really started in 2021. So in Upwork, currently, basically what I do is data analysis entry, but basically I make financial analysis and projections. So I'm working with a US company which basically does financial advice. A platform in the US known as Stigal. So usually do analysis on the US stock or the US exchange stock. It's a company, for example, Tesla. We take their financials, we do the analysis, then using different softwares, we can project on how that stock will maybe trend maybe in the next quarter, 2 quarters, financial year, 3 years. Yeah, so that is what basically I do. My expectation is as I leave here tomorrow, I'll be able to get the skills on how I can register an agency. I get a lot of work from that client. So as we speak, I have 3 members that work together. So my expectation is how I can register an agency, how I register that agency. Because if you listen to most of us here, we are depending on these foreign employees or foreign clients. But here locally we have a lot of tasks. So we get some companies or partners of activity. How can you help us exploit the local market as we also exploit the international market? Thank you.
Wow, nasikia tu vitu mzuri mzuri. Umesema una wako hapo hii meza nimekaa vitu zote umesema hiyo hapo ni ngumu. So as the day goes by, you'll be able to tell guys in a simple language, very Kenyanized language, pole like this, what you do, how you go about the platform. That's why we are here, so that each other can learn from another person. So, good, thank you. So, Karibu.
morning, everyone. My name is Plastin Ahmed. I'm a part-time student and a part-time virtual assistant. I do administrative and virtual assistant, also personal assistant. So I learned about Ajira and online space back in 2021. I'm so glad I did back then. It has given me the opportunity to, my mind has opened and I've been able to upskill my skills and offer better services. So I majorly work on Upwork, and at the moment I started doing, I source clients like manually from LinkedIn, from various social media platforms. So my expectation, number one, is to be able to learn the right steps to take to open a BPO right after this bootcamp. But also I want to interact and learn from other freelancers, agencies, mentors and peers. Thank you.
Asante sana. Good. Tunaendelea vizuri. So I come to this table here. Now you can speak.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Margaret Nyambura. I'm a student at NKU. So I first learned Ajira when I was a fresher, when I was joining, and right now I'm finishing, so I thank God for that. Nilijua kama sina ID, so I had to wait till I get ID. Niingia kwa platform yao and then I searched for it. So I trained, the first training was on content writing, and then the second training was digital marketing. And I used to do assignments for two because back then I never knew how to do an Upwork account and all that. So I was given some work from maybe pioneers who was in the market. I was doing now the article writing, assignments and all that. Right now I'm doing interlocker, spot gigs. I have a team of 10 people, they were employed. We give each other motivation because najua tunataka pesa ni kidogo, and then someone can give up on the way we're doing it. So tunasema on Friday saa 4 let's get into online. Kila mtu tunaweka target message ya $3. That's at least a bit good amount. Tunatiana motisha. So from this experience, I hope to network from different people and also to gain more skill. I'm open to learning. Yeah, thank you.
Asante sana Margaret. Open to learning. Najua unaambiwa kuna monotony of knowledge. Sio? Unaweza kuwa uko na knowledge, uko na skill, but you want to learn more and more and even get to somewhere that you never imagined you'd get. So good? Good, sir.
Okay, good morning. Okay, so my name is Paul Ndomo. I'm a student at Machakos University. And so I started online working in the year 2021. That's when I was trained by Ajira. Then afterwards, I was doing graphic design. When Ajira came, it taught me now how to market myself and also how to source for more jobs. So majorly what I've been doing, I've been sourcing for jobs in different platforms and also direct client, mostly on LinkedIn and other direct clients, and also giving them to my fellow students and also fellow online workers. So my expectation, I would like to know how I can maybe start a BPO, or how I can be able to source for more jobs from different platforms, and also how I can be able to manage most of those who we work together with instead of doing it locally. Now how can I be able to manage it? So thank you.
Asante sana. You are in the right place, and also we are looking forward for you also sharing your skill even further as you continue in the day and see how you interact and network with other people. Thank you.
International University. Ajira Cloud Patron. So I'm from AIU. Anyone who has ever heard of AIU? So it's a bit unfamiliar, but yeah. So my journey with online work, I have a bit of story like Mary. So I also thought that online work was a scam. I had interacted with some online platforms, online platforms. So you have to, so the online gives that work in a way that you have to look for your friends. You earn through your friends. Yeah. So something like that. So I thought online work was a bit of, you have to commit to something, you have to pay to have the online work. So, but when I got to know about Ajira, so they came for training in our school back in 2018. That's when I started my online journey. So since then I've been working, I've been using Upwork. My Upwork account is active. I do, basically I can say I do IT projects. So I'm a Python developer, I also do machine learning projects. So much of IT jobs. I do, I've worked most in individual projects, but I still come across agent projects. So projects that require an agent. And sometimes I get interested in joining an agent or forming an agent that I can work with, so I can apply a job that needs an agent to work on. So that's why I have much interest in this bootcamp. I learn how to form an agent, so that even as I work individually, I also work with an agent that we can work with a group. We can apply for a job that requires a project that requires an agent support or an agent to work on. Yeah, so I am also looking forward to connect more, and I've seen some familiar spaces and also to know other people. So thank you.
Asante sana. You are the right place where you connect, where you know how to go about opening a BPO. You don't need to look for any agent. Look no further, you're in the right space.
Good morning. Sorry. I am Perez Ray. That's why I laugh so much. Seems like I'm the baby here. That's like in the 2021. I started this journey this year. I'm from Sarani, TC. And we're trained this year by Ajira. And my online journey has also started this year about June. So for me, I don't work in these big platforms. I'm a surveyor. I work with Turtle and survey time. Sometimes I double with Chaloka, support leads. And today, my expectations is that since most of you here work in those big platforms, I am hoping we can sit down and learn from you guys. Today I am hoping to expand my boundaries. I was telling Barbara today, I want to not limit myself to these surveys. I also want to put up next time somewhere with the Upwork, fanya designing. Yes. Oh, and then before I forget, for those of you who came from far, we run an Airbnb up at Westlands. And yes, support us. It is elite residency. You can see elite residency behind Rosa. So if you're interested next time you come to Nairobi, or even if you're in Nairobi, you're looking for a place to just relax. It has a lot of amenities to use. So yes, you can look for me. happy to be here. I'm happy to know you guys. I hope we will work together.
You know, you were speaking and I could look at people's faces and everyone was like smiling.
You're behind a joy of checker the whole day.
Yeah, that's joy, that's joy. Na pia ameteka opportunity, amesema anadu survey, hadi asha survey akaona venye hapa elite inaweza. You know, it's a good thing. It's called taking opportunity of the platforms available for you. Sindio? And taking advantage of that. So yeah, asante, and we look forward also to learning from you the survey bit that you're using.
Has not joined Ajira, I can say that you are doing a disservice to yourself. They are giving you a link to those skills that you will pay for out there, very handsomely to be taught, and they are giving that all for free.
To join Ajira Club, you can inquire about us from the Kwayaso office, or you can talk to any of us. You can also find out more about the Ajira program on ajiradigital.go.ke, and join us as we work and earn.
Kwaya is an institution of learning which is anchored on research, teaching. The digital learning for sure has the priority, and I have walked the journey with the Ajira Digital Club. And today I would say I'm very grateful that looking back 3 years ago, I'm able to see the fruits of the work that has been done in partnership with the Ajira. They have trained our students, and many of them, they are able to earn their living through app work and digital work.
Ajira for me was my launch pad, in the sense that
I'm actually one of the founding members of Ajira Club here in Koya, and I really like the first training because we're taken through how we can earn from platforms like Upwork, Fiverr and the likes. I've been able to gain skills around digital marketing, search engine optimization, all the way to graphic design, and even just how to navigate through these platforms, how to bid, for online jobs, how to engage with clients. And that has really gone a long way in supporting my learning and earning path. Averagely, in a month, the least I can make as far as online work is concerned, right from graphics and websites, can be as little as $20, and all the way to up to $100 plus.
I joined Ajira last year. We were trained on the content writing and article writing. That's where we began our journey.
Ajira Club has helped me in terms of giving us job opportunities, and also introduced us to many other websites like Yandex and Turtle. I was given a job opportunity to work with African 118 as the data entry manager. I've cumulatively earned 21,000 in the 4 months working online, and the money that I earned was used as my fare, commuting from where I live to school, and also for food.
When we go to institutions, we are looking at creating impact, transforming the ecosystem, creating opportunities, and students who are able to sustain their living within the institutions. We are looking at giving them and putting these students in a space where there is equal competition, because on the online space, everyone is able to bid for work, and depending on the work done, they can get the rating, which gives them other opportunities.
As a club, it is helping the young people to develop skills because they are trained on how they can unlock their potentials in terms of becoming very creative, and being able also to solve economic problems, and at the same time be able to be competitive in our world that is becoming digital.
Currently, we have 27 modules that we train, and these modules, they are divided into 3 categories. Category 1 is cross-cutting module that involves things like communication, leadership, introduction to digital and digitally enabled job. For basic modules, we have digital marketing, transcription, virtual assistance. Then we have our advanced modules, cybersecurity, graphics design. So for the advanced modules, someone needs to have prior knowledge on the web and also the digital space.
The skills I got on digital marketing from Ajira has actually landed me a job at Powerland Project as a social media manager. Ajira has also given me the skills to be able to build my own company, Easy House, and actually even employ people to work for Easy House. Through that, we've been able to help over 9,000 students find accommodation in campus.
Ajira has been a stepping stone for most of us since it was launched, and I just appreciate that I'm living at the time where Ajira is in my institution.
Yeah, looking at the success stories we have from the time this club was begun, I would really advocate that all students become members of this club in the sense that they are trained to acquire skills to work digitally and to become sustainable. From the time the club began up to date, we have around 490 students.
So after the training, the students go through mentorship. Then after the mentorship, which is 2 to 5 weeks, there are sustainability activities like entrepreneurship, innovation, meetups, hangouts. Students come together, share their experiences, and from these experiences, they're able to grow their skills, they're able to pitch for work, get job, and also advance within the institution and also outside where they act as alumni of the clubs.
So some of the benefits of joining the Ajira Club and being a member is that you get trained how to work and earn online. Online work gives you that possibility to actually go on with your normal life as a student, learn, interact with people, but still make money while you're at it.
Yeah, I do recommend people to join Ajira Club since to earn the skills and also get the money.
Online work is the future, it's still the present. So any student in Kwea and has not joined Ajira, I can say that you are doing a disservice to yourself. They are giving you a link to those skills that you will pay for out there very handsomely to be taught, and they are giving that all for free.
To join Ajira Club, you can inquire about us from the Kweaso office, or you can talk to any of us. You can also find out more about
that does all it can to ensure that the youths are trained. Let's give them another clap. Asante. I also wish to recognize the presence of the KEPSA team. We have Madam Judy Nyakwara, just wave. I know we'll get to hear her later. We also have Madam Alice Kimani, just wave to the team. And then we have Mr. Teresios Bundi from GIZ. Karibuni sana. I wish now to bring my colleague Simon to take us through the next phase. Asanteni sana for giving us the opportunity to host you today.
You as a student, you as a Kenyan youth, you go to the Ajira portal, that is ajiradigital.go.ke. You create a profile and make sure you update it 80 to 100%. It will need you to key in your generic information, your name, phone number, email. Then you upload your work experience if you have. If you don't have, you won't be locked out. You put I'm a fresher, in the work environment. Also, you put your addresses, if we want to contact you, how can a client reach out to you? Then after updating your profile 80 to 100%, you'll be able to see the upcoming trainings. Our trainings run from Monday to Thursday. On Monday and Tuesday, you do one job category. Wednesday and Thursday, you can do another job category. But for an institution like this, students want to learn. So we are training all the job categories for 5 days. That is Monday to Friday. And we are training on data entry, transcription, online accounts, soft skills, hard skills on how to get started. Then after the training, we just don't leave you to go. There is a 5 weeks mentorship program where it takes place at Google Classroom and also on WhatsApp. You can engage with your mentor. We have Q&A sessions. We have assignments or tasks that we share with the participants to complete. And after that, that is when you are able to get an Ajira certificate from the Ajira portal. That is where it is very keen and it is key also for you to create and complete a profile on the Ajira portal. So that is the process of enrolling and going through the training.
I want you to listen. So, to Rivers, Zach, sio mito mbili. To Rivers is a place. No, not all of us know Nairobi. Paul and his team wametoka Machakos ng'ambo ile. So thank you, Etna, and thank you, team. Tolivers is one of the nice places in Nairobi that you can visit, and as Etna has indicated, research more about it. So my name is Simon. I will be brief in the interest of time. I had program 2, I will not go into that. My colleague Ruth took us through, and because most of us have interacted with the program regarding training, mentorship, job resources, linkages, and all that. That's where I serve, that's where I support, and I'm sure for you to be here, we must have also interacted with each one of you in one way or the other, whether during the interviews, whether you're reviewing what the panel had recommended, and definitely now availing you here is an honor to have you this morning, and I'm glad to be part of today's discussion and tomorrow's outcome review and seeing and discussing all the way forward. I will say 3 things. 1, why we are here. We are here because we want to build ourselves and we want to build the program from just having online workers to having digital agencies or BPO owners. We are here because we want to stop just calling ourselves as freelancers to becoming business owners. We are here to stop looking at online work as a side hustle, to making it the main hustle, to making it the main work of what we do. We are here to align our small engagement, our small gigs,
our small online work to making sure that it is able to, we are now able to tap into the opportunities that are being created by the government and by other private organizations like KEPSA and the like. Number two, we are here. No, number one was why we are here. Number two is what will happen after today and after tomorrow. After tomorrow, we will support you by placing you into groups, and each group will be given a mentor. As you can see in the program, there will be group work tomorrow. So, after the group work, every group will be assigned a mentor. A mentor who has been able to not only be a successful online worker, but also is operating a digital agency. Somebody who has gone the next step. You'll be assigned a mentor. Once you're assigned a mentor, you'll be expected to work together and to work together with that mentor until you are able to operationalize an agency, whether it will be virtual or whether it will be physical. And finally, number three, in that journey of growth, we would expect in this community that we are launching today, we would expect you to become a job aggregator, that you'll be able to source for work and share with a team of workers, skilled workers, not just locally, but also internationally. But because we have had so much focus on the international platforms, we want to see the growth locally. And so becoming that job aggregator, becoming that person able to pull jobs, we're looking at creating a network with those big BPOs like CCIA and the like, and be able to build a network of Ajira, Ajira-based BPOs, Ajira-based digital agencies. So we are looking at learning together today and tomorrow, but the key focus is what will happen after tomorrow. All of us are online workers. All of us have made some dollars, but how can we structure it to making it a serious business, to creating opportunity for others, and being a value to the Kenyan economy? Otherwise, thank you. Back to you, Eden.
There is a 5 weeks mentorship program where it takes place at Google Classroom and also on WhatsApp. You can engage with your mentor. We have Q&A sessions. We have assignments or tasks that we share with the participants to complete. And after that, that is when you are able to get an Ajira certificate from the Ajira that who are on this call today, or not call, meeting, conference. You have heard everyone is looking forward to ensuring that you're supported and to ensure that the platforms are supported. So Zach, maybe you can give us 1 minute icebreaker before I invite our guest, one of our guest speakers, to take us through a presentation. Mr. Teresios, maybe you can be preparing during the icebreaker. Upload your work experience if you have. If you don't have, you won't be locked out. You put I'm a fresher, in the work environment. Also, you put your addresses, if you want to contact you, how can a client reach out to you? Then after updating your profile 80 to 100%, you'll be able to see the upcoming trainings. Our trainings run from Monday to Thursday. On Monday and Tuesday, you do one job category. Wednesday and Thursday, you can do another job category. But for an institution like this, students want to learn. So we are training all the job categories for 5 days. That is Monday to Friday. And we are training on data entry, transcription, online accounts, soft skills, hard skills on how to get started. Then after the training, we just don't leave you to go. There is a 5 weeks mentorship program where it takes place at Google Classroom and also on WhatsApp. You can engage with your mentor. We have Q&A sessions. We have assignments or tasks that we share with the participants to complete. And after that, that is when you are able to get an Ajira certificate from the Ajira portal. That is where it is very keen and it is key also for you to create and complete a profile on the Ajira portal. So that is the process of enrolling and going through the training. You as a student, you as a Kenyan youth, you go to the Ajira portal, that is ajiradigital.go.ke. You create a profile and make sure you update it 80 to 100%. It will need you to key in your generic information, your name, phone number, email. Then you upload your work experience if you have. If you don't have, you won't be locked out. You put a fresher, in the work environment. Also, you put building. And our next speaker is Mr. Teresios Bundi, who is an online worker, has experience working with youth and women empowerment programs, has been in the digital or gig economy for a long period. When you hear about him talk, he'll tell you about how he started his journey when he was in campus. So we have worked with him previously, but currently Mr. Teresios Bundi is working with GIZ as a gig and data economy advisor. Previously, he was working with Generation Kenya as a program manager. And before that, he was working with the Ajira Digital program at Immobilis. So he is well versed with the gig economy, setting up BPOs, working with BPOs, and even working with young people like you who are either beginners or have some experience and are looking to be supported or to be, or their online work button to be switched on so that they can excel in the field. So without much ado, let us welcome Mr. Bundi with a round of applause.
Okay, thank you so much, Edith. That's one of the longest introduction I have had in a long, long time. Just checking the mic to see if it's okay. Good. Good morning, everyone. So my name is Teresios Bundi, as Edith has introduced me. And today when I was invited to come and speak to you, I thought of, like making a presentation, and then I thought, let me not make a presentation. Let us have a one-on-one discussion. Are we together? Yeah, so today we will be talking about BPOs, how to form your own agency, and what it means to have your own agency. I heard you, actually most of you, if not all of you, are online workers. Is that correct? Yeah, and some of you are in campus. Or most of you are in campus. You are students, others have completed school. Na nikasikia wengine wana earn quite a lot of money. Mpaka nikasema yenyewe, I need to be friends with all of you. Unaona, hiyo group yenye inaformiwa group hata mimi ningependa kuingia hapo ndani ndio sasa hiyo 2 AM call ikikuja, I'm also niko hapo tu online na naweza ku earn as well. Online work is that you earn in dollars, isn't it? Na nikasikia mwingine amewaambia don't compete. The dead are sleeping and you also are sleeping and you want money. It's like you are competing with the dead. So you have to wake up very early in the morning or late at night for you to be able to earn that extra coin. call it coin, let's say that extra dollar, isn't it? And so I'll begin my presentation, or not a presentation per se, but this conversation. And I'll talk on 7 key areas that you need to consider when you are setting up your BPO. And I'm happy because Edna has mentioned some of the leading BPOs here in Kenya. One of them, amesema ni gani? It will be very interactive, so I expect all of you to be very attentive. Nikikuuliza swali, it allow me, mtu akianguka, unanipatia hiyo authority ya kumpatia punishment. Is that okay? Yeah, so everybody should be very attentive. Just setting the ground so that at the end of the presentation, at the end of my talk, I will ask questions. Okay, I'll allow you to ask me questions, but I'll also ask you questions. Are we together? So, si hiyo iko sawa, musiseme si kusema, si ndio? We agree right now so that ikifika hiyo time usiseme, hukutuambia mapema. So be very attentive. Ndio tukimalizia, I'll ask you questions, you also ask me questions. But before we now get into the meat of the topic today, because this is a very important topic. Umekuwa ukifanya kazi pale online. You have your own account, you have your one laptop, you are a one-man show. Like wewe ndiye director, wewe ndiye MD, managing director, wewe ndiye admin, wewe ndiye front office, wewe ndiye mtu wa communication and branding, si ndio? You are the marketer, you are your own one-man show, saizi, when you're working as a freelancer. But how can you scale that now to become a business that can have operations, or a business that can have structures, a business that can include other people coming to your business or other key functions within your business, and a business that can attract more work. Because when you have structures, then it means you're able to attract more work. Before we get into that, so are we together? You work with me, right? Yeah, so before we talk about all that, let's first of all take a step back and talk about myself. It's not very common for people to talk about themselves. And I just want to identify with the people that are seated here, because I feel like at one point in my life, I would be seated here, and Edith and a team at Immobilis very well know that my journey started while I was in campus, just like you guys as an online worker. So I used to work at Upwork. I still do. Yeah, I have an Upwork account. For the doubting Thomas, Google is your friend. So just go and look at my name. If the spelling is a problem, I'll give you the spelling. And you'll see my Upwork profile. So I'm an online worker. Tuanze hapo. Sawa sawa. So I'm not speaking, siwapati stories zile zinaitangwa zingine zinaitangwa stories za nini? Za jaba. Sawa. So nawaambia kitu yenye mimi nimepitia. So I'm like sharing with you my own experience of how to move from that micro, small scale freelancing business to a BPO. Are we together? Yeah, so tulisema tutakuja kuangalia about that, but let's talk about my journey. And I'm happy to see some of the colleagues that I worked with here at Immobilis. Nimeona watu wengi, and I'm so glad that you guys are still pressing on with this journey that we started many years back. So, by profession, I'm a public health officer. Yeah, I can see those faces. I'm a public health professional. That's what I studied in campus. I studied public health a long time ago. Maybe some of you were in primary school. But it's because I didn't have guidance. Maybe I would have taken a totally different path. I heard some of you are quantity surveyors. Sindio? Wengine wanafanya Veterinary, isn't it? Kuna mtu nilisikia ni veterinary. Okay. Maybe, but my profession is public health. So you might wonder, how did I find myself in online work? So I'll give you a very short story. It's my first day in campus. I went to Kenyatta University. So when I joined, I didn't know, this naive young man from the village. In fact, I reported to the university with my former high school uniform and a box with my dad. You laugh, but this is my story, yeah? So I want to just show you that journey and how you can scale up your small business. Remember the topic, don't lose track, right? Yeah. Now this is story as a Jaba. This is my story, so I'm the one who is there. So my dad and myself, we are holding the box with my high school uniform and a blazer, very well polished black shoes and socks. And so we alight at Thika Road. And now my father is helping me hold the box. The box has all the shopping that a high school student would have. Why I did that is because I didn't have someone from my village who had gone to university then, who would tell me, how life at the university is. You don't need a box. You don't need the high school uniform. So I was just being very diligent student. So I joined the university. And by the way, as you walk to, in KU, on the left side is the Chandaria Innovation Center, isn't it? For those who have gone to KU. And on the right-hand side, there is the KU Funeral Home, isn't it? And so, as we are walking, my father saw an opportunity to advise me and says, as you are getting into this campus, it is either you look on your left and become an innovator, or you go to the right. So there is a funeral home there. So you feel very motivated. So I remember still now, and it was me and my father with the box. And so I was going there with one mind that I want to be an innovator. I don't want to go to the right-hand side of KU. And so I joined, I was enrolled, and then fast forward, the first day of campus, first day of my session, Introduction to Human Anatomy and Physiology. That was my first unit that I had to study that morning. And I didn't know the class would be on the right side of KU of the gate. So I never knew that's where my classes would be. And so I joined, and as we are there, we are on these very white lab coats, very well dressed and very ready for the job or for the classes. And we were 60 in my class. So how many were we in my class? 60 of us. And so we get into a room such as this, that is in near gate B of KU. We get into a room such as this, and there were 5 tables on this side, another 5 tables on this side. Remember, the topic is about how to scale your business from a small online working business to a BPO or an agency. Don't lose track. Sawa sawa? Yeah, I'm just setting the, I know I have a few minutes, but I'm just trying to go towards that direction. So how many are we in my class? 60. How many tables are in the room? Sasa wengine hawafuati. How many tables are in the room? 5 on this side and 5 on this other side. Sawa sawa. And we are how many? 60. So we are told now, can you divide yourselves to occupy those 10 tables? So how many are going to be in each table? Quick mathematics. 6. So 6 on this table, 6 on the other table. And the lecturer was very very nice, asking us, how many are you in this class? And you know, we start counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are 60. That's how I knew we are 60. So she goes ahead and asks her, how many are you in each table? And we all say 6. And so our lecturer told us, now can you pull the 7th member of your group from the drawer that is beneath the table? And so, as the man in the group, I was in fact the first one to pull the drawer, and you can imagine what I saw. I saw a dead body, and everybody else in the 10 tables, we saw that was going to be our specimen. Now for the next 1 year, that would be our specimen for us to learn human anatomy and physiology. And I thought it's just mere plastic, and so I decided, let me, touch and feel whether it is real. And to my surprise, it was a real, yeah? And so that was the time when there was Al-Shabaab attacks here and there, everywhere. And so immediately after pulling the drawer, everybody ran out of the room. I didn't know what had happened. I thought, now Al-Shabaab have come, and I also ran out of the room. So tukakimbia. Mimi nilikuwa nasimamia karibu na KU library, those who have gone to KU library. And so we went there, and I found that I was not alone who had gone that direction. It's a friend of mine called Radido, and we were there, and I was asking him, hey Radido, why are people running? And Radido was telling me, have you not seen what was in the drawer? And so after like 3 minutes, we collected ourselves and started going back towards the laboratory, the human anatomy laboratory in KU. And there I found others had fainted, others were taking some milk because it was too much. Yeah? And in fact, it was too difficult because that 1 week, my friend, in fact, had the most difficult time because at night, at 2 a.m., he would run out of his hostel saying that those guys were following him, and we had to run and catch him for a whole almost 3 months. And so that day, that very same day, when I was in KU, my first day, we were 60. Our class now was at 37. By the end of the day, everybody else decided to change their career. Na mimi nikajipatia nguvu nikasema, I am a man, isn't it? Yeah, we'll still continue to foster and forge ahead like a man that I am. So fast forward in second year, that year, my closest friend also dropped because it was too much. You can imagine at night at 3 a.m., and we are just in the hostel, and somebody just wakes up screaming and running out of the room, saying that those guys are coming to torment him at night. It was not easy, isn't it? And so I also had the same challenge. So what did I do? I started exploring, now what do I change my career to? I couldn't find. I didn't have somebody to guide me. So luckily I had a laptop. Tell your friend, laptop. Yes, mwambie laptop, eh? Yeah, if you see a laptop, tafadhali somewhere, respect that device. Because that device is worth, millions, eh? If I can just put it in terms of cash. It is very, very important if you have a laptop to make use of it. So me, my friend, and I just got to sit down, and we didn't have Ajira digital program then. We didn't have mentors like you guys maybe have had. We didn't have such boot camps as these ones. So it was one man for his own and God for us all. So we sat down, and the first thing that we Googled was how to make money online. We got a list of platforms. The first one was called Odesk. Anyone who knows Odesk? It is expected that no one knows Odesk because it is an old one. Anyone who knows Elance or has heard about Elance? it's an old one as well. So in 2015, Odesk and Elance merged to form now what is called Upwork. Anyone who has heard about Upwork? Yes, now I see those. Now I can try and see when you started working online. Yeah. So back then, Elance, Odesk, those ones did like they were online work platforms. They were independent of each other. And in 2015, they merged to form what is called Upwork. So I started working in Upwork. I opened a platform, an account. You know, I started with Odesk, of course. I wrote my first proposal. I was in campus then. And I got my first job. You know that feeling of your first job, isn't it? Yeah. Where you now say, after this job, I will not sleep again. I will not sleep again. I will bid and bid and bid until I get a second job, isn't it? So I got my first job. It was a Chinese who gave me that job. I still remember to date. It was about writing an article about a plant. By the way, I don't remember the name of that plant. But it had a scientific name. I think it's Garcinia gabionga, something like that. So I was to research and write about that plant and how it has health benefits. And you can imagine I did all $2 as my first payment. And that time there was no the quick PayPal to M-Pesa, you know? $2, you had to wait for 7 days for it to reflect in your Equity Bank. And so I had an ATM card, and you can imagine every day for 7 days, I was going to the ATM to see whether the $2 has reflected in my account. And you can imagine the joy when at the 7th day I found $2. A dollar was 85 bob. So 170 thereabout is in the account, and you can imagine the excitement. Yeah? So I said, Sasa, I know the path, and that's when I resolved that if I find something that gives me even 1 bob, I'll pursue it to the end. So I started bidding, and somehow, you know, along the way, I found a long-term client who was paying me $90 per month, every month. And at that time, I was in that year. Yeah? You know KM? KM is a small city near KU, eh? And so KM, if you have gone to Kenyatta University, there's a small city called KM. So after I got that $90 client, all the restaurants in KM, you know, the best restaurant in KM, let me put it even better. I think the most prestigious restaurant in KM knew my name because I would go there with friends, and I would enjoy the labor of my hands, yeah, the benefits of working online. Now we have come to the end of that story. Remember the story that we put aside here on how to build a business, like how to scale up your small business to an agency and BPO. Are we still there? Now let's come to this story, because now that's where I want to connect this story and this story. It's one thing to just start working online, yeah? It's one thing to have that account. It's one thing to get that $5, $90, $80. But it's just another thing to scale up or grow that business to become even bigger. Sawa sawa. So how do you position yourself? Right now, you are in campus, or you have just started with an Upwork account, or I had to lock a remote task. You're doing it in a small scale. Maybe you have employed 1, 2, 3 people, which is very good. But how do you scale that now to be a fully fledged business or an agency that can be is structured, and one that can really be an employer of other freelancers? And we start with the first step here. So why should you in fact set up an agency in the first place? Setting up an agency means you are not working. You're working with other people. You're working for other businesses that have maybe a lot of work, and they can trust you to do your business. So I'll speak about 7 key things that you need to have in place or in mind before you even think of setting up business. Number 1 is business planning and strategy. Business planning and strategy. So the first thing that you need to do is to define your business plan. You also have to define your strategy. And by defining business plan and strategy, we are talking of defining your niche. Wengine wanafanya transcription, si ndio? Wengine wanafanya content development or content writing. Others are doing virtual assistants. So what niche are you going to be working on? So you have to define your niche. You have, when people talk about somebody by the name, what's your name? When people talk about Brian, what kind of online work do we know you? So if you were to maybe come up with an agency and call it Brian Digital Solutions Online Work Agency, if we hear that name, what do we associate that one name with? With what kind of work do we associate that agency with? Tuko pamoja? Yeah, don't just open an agency and say, now whatever comes my way, I am going to take it. It's good, but it is better when you have a defined niche. So when you specialize, when you are able to say this is an online work agency, but we specialize in graphic design. That way you're able to market your agency and you're able to reach to specific needs of specific clients. Because if you are, doing everything within the ecosystem, there is somebody who is already specializing and they are going to take much of the work, and you are just going to be left without much of the work. So you need to define your business strategy. You also need to define your niche. And how do you define your niche? The first thing that you need to do is conduct a market research. Know what are the trending topics right now. Guys, you have heard of artificial intelligence. You've heard of how artificial intelligence is taking up transcription jobs. So you need to do market research. See, will this business be viable in 2, 3, 4 years time? Or is it something that is ending in the next 2, 3, 4 years? So artificial intelligence is taking up much of the work that most of us maybe were doing. That is transcription. So do you want to set up a niche, an agency that is focusing on transcription right now? Is that a wise decision to do? So you need to do a market research. Understand what are the trends. So after you have defined your niche, then you have, and for you to be able to define your niche, you do a market research. And then come up with a business model. So what is your pricing structure? How much do you want to be charging your clients for what kind of jobs? Is it hourly rates? Do you want to, what is the cost for project-based, pricing structure? And then for the people that that are working for you, the people that you have employed, do you want to also to have a retainer for them? Ama utawakuwa unawapatia on a project by project basis. So you need to define your pricing structure. Then after you have set up your agency, you have a business model, you have a pricing structure, you are very set now for work. How do you find clients? The second step now, which I want to talk about, the first one I said was business planning and strategy. The second one is client acquisition and relationship management. That is the most critical part when it comes to agency, forming an agency. What do we mean by client acquisition and relationship management? Hawa ndio wanakupatia kazi. How do you find the clients who are going to be your like the supplier of work? You have the skills, you have the people, you have identified the people you want to work with. You have an graphic designing agency. You have the people, graphic designers, very talented. They are just waiting for the work. Where do you find the work? That's the first question. How do you find, where do you get work? And that's now where marketing comes in. Lead generation. And I'm glad because Ajira teaches you about digital marketing. Sindio? So digital marketing is about making noise online, making sweet noise online. Yeah? Telling people about what you do. Branding, yeah? Branding yourself. Making sure that you are visible online. Those of you who do digital marketing will tell you there is something called search engine optimization. Sindio? Yeah, where you have keyword research and keyword optimization so that when somebody searches for a graphic designing agency, yours comes number one on top of the rest. Sindio? On Google. So how do you define search engine optimization process? Do you have a website? What is your visibility online? So that's how you are able to generate leads. And also, the second way of generating leads is through proposal writing and pitching. Yeah? So proposal, you write a proposal with a very clear outline of what you do, and then you pitch to potential clients. And LinkedIn has become the largest pool where you can find clients looking for graphic designers or online workers. You can always pitch to such clients. I have visited a BPO where they are using TikTok to pitch. Yeah, wengine wenyu TikTok ni kudance tu. Ni sawa kudance. Yeah, kudance. Kaveve, kazozwe, kaveve. Yeah. Yeah, wengine they are pitching. They are taking a video of themselves saying, this is our BPO, this is what we do, this is an agency, we are a graphic designing agency, we are going to offer you these services, and they find clients. TikTok. I've seen others use social media like Twitter and Facebook as well to market their products. So when you find these clients, of course there is the usual platforms like Upwork where you're able to pitch and get clients. There is also the usual direct clients, yeah, where you're able to communicate with referrals. That's when you have done a good job and a client refers you to another client and you become, it becomes your direct client. So how do you maintain a good relation? Because we say number 2 is client acquisition and relationship management. I'll try to be fast because of time. I know there is a lot that we can share. But maintaining communication is key. So when you have a job, maintaining open and effective communication with clients is very, very, very important. You need to keep them informed of a job, of the project progress, and also if there are changes, you need to also communicate and tell them early in advance. I have seen people running agencies along Thika Road. One of the biggest challenges they tell me they face is they have given a freelancer some work, and then when it is almost 1 hour due, the freelancer says transformer yetu ililipuka. Hakuna stima. Najua pengine umewahi sema hivyo pia. Wale wana smile naona, najua pengine umewahi ambia client, actually I'm just polishing the final draft. We just had power outage. Na saizo unadanganya, si ndio? So you need to maintain very clear and effective communication. If the power outage ilienda jana, so be able to tell the client way in advance so that they are able to plan. And then number 3, I'm just will go very, I'll touch very briefly on this because there are things that project management. When you have a project and you have distributed it to other freelancers, then you need to manage the processes. You need to define very well the scope of that project to the potential people that you're working with. And then I'll also be able to allocate the resources. And the good thing about an agency is because is one, you're able to share resources. People can come to your agency and share the internet, power, the space, and each one of them don't have to have the overhead costs being serviced by themselves. And speaking of teams, the fourth key thing that you need to put in mind when you are setting up an agency is about team management, because you are going to be the team leader of that team. You need to know how to recruit the best freelancers. Best case scenario is when freelancers come together and form an agency. I've seen one happening, actually not one, I have 3 case studies along Thika Road of freelancers who decided, they just want to come together. They have 3 different expertise, and they're able to come together and share the overhead costs and employ people in their agencies. So just know how to manage your team and have somebody who is doing quality control. Most of the time it will be yourself, but if you don't want to do that, you can outsource it to somebody within your team who is quite experienced and is able to do quality assurance or quality control, and following up with the client for approval, and if there are any changes, you're able to quickly do the changes and make sure they're acted on. Then number 6, we'll talk about financial management. Remember, this is a business. Sawa. It's a business. So you have to be very careful about to manage your finances. Have a very clear process, invoicing and billing process. Have books, maintain books that clearly show how you're managing your expenses. Do profit margin analysis. Am I making any profit by working, by doing this business? So regularly analyze your agency profits, and if you need to adjust your pricing strategy, then this is a time when you see there is misalignment, then you need to align with your expenses and also your revenue goals. And then finally, it is what I call continuous improvement. You have to keep on learning and developing yourself, because as you guys know, the skills that were relevant 5 years ago are no longer relevant today. Sindio? Yes, now there were people who were, I think when we were starting out, there was a skill that was completely taken over. There were guys who would do what's called the clicks, paper clicks. They even came up with something they were calling, I think, something to do with clicking, a project that really didn't sure up. But that skill was very relevant in 2010, because that's how search engines operated. The number of clicks that you got from an article or a link, if you got 1,000 people clicking on a link, then it would come up as number 1 on the search engine. But then the search engine became wiser and more brilliant. And now it is no longer using that as a parameter to rank your content. There are many other things involved, like keywords, and how many people, how many minutes somebody stays on your page. There are so many other factors that they use relevance of the content, and also how recent was it updated. So all those, clicking that time, very relevant. In fact, people would be paid just to click on a, imagine unaamka kazi yako tu ni mouse na kuclick on a link. Unaambiwa ukiclick 1,000 times uko na 1,000 bob. And the people were making money, kazi yako ni una click, unaenda back, unarudi tena una click, ama unatumia different browser, and people were using to, to get a lot of money by doing that. In fact, I know somebody who had employed, I think, 40 guys, and their work was just to click. Ungeenda tu mahali kwa hiyo room, ulikuwa unasikia tu ni mouse. So no one was speaking to the other, but now that is no longer relevant, isn't it? So it was a skill that was very relevant that time. People earned a lot through that. But try opening that now and come and tell me the story. Tell me how it goes. Maybe it will work for you if you have some magic. Scaling up strategy, this is the final thing I've told you, is continuous improvement. That's number 7. And I told you I have 7 things that I wanted us to discuss. And in the continuous improvement, you need to learn and develop, and I've just given you that. And then encourage what we call feedback loop. Encourage feedback from your clients. Let me tell you, your clients are your biggest marketer. If they write a very good feedback on your profile, what does that mean? It means more clients are going to come your way, isn't it? So ensure that you are requesting for feedback. That's in continuous improvement and growth. That's part of continuous improvement and growth. Ensure that you are requesting for feedback. Ensure that you are asking for feedback loop, to also give you feedback and tell you about the areas that you need to improve. And of course, you don't just remain with 5 clients. If you have 5 clients, as an agency, you need to consider, how can I make it 10 clients? From 10 clients, you want to make it 15 clients, isn't it? So always ensure that you are always looking for new clients and ways of diversifying your services as well. So I think if you are able to follow those, I know there are many others that we haven't been able to speak about, and there is no one fits all for all the business. Some might work in a different way, but it's always about learning from your experiences and being able to share those experiences with fellow colleagues, and being able also to scale up. Now, finally, as I wind up, they say if you walk alone, what happens when you walk alone? You go far. But if you want to, if you walk alone, you move what? You move faster, isn't it? You go faster. But you might go faster only for 200 meters, and then umechoka, sindio? So what happens if you want to go farther? You move with who? Kuna mtu anasema you buy a car. It's just correct. Or even a plane, sindio? But what happens if you want to move further without kuchoka? What do you need to do? It's a very common phrase. What do you need to do? You move with others, isn't it? Now that's where the issue or the idea of communities comes in. Identify other people who are doing the same thing as you yourself, and then encourage, share ideas, join that community. I'm so happy there is one person here was thinking about people encouraging each other. Think about when you have somebody who is encouraging you to wake up at 2 a.m. to bid for work. Si utaamka? Ukijua kuna mtu mwingine kama wewe ambaye ameamka just to bid for work, si ndio? Lakini imagine unajua tu ni mimi peke yangu, niamke 2 am. Niamke 2 am na saa hizo nimelala saa 6. Nikijaribu kumaliza a project. Will you wake up? You are going to wake up in your dreams. And then tomorrow morning you find that you slept and you thought that you had woken up. So you need to form a community, be a member of a community. And we have communities of online workers. There are those that are online. You might find there's one called Awesome Transcription if you want to get tips, right? On how to be a transcriber. But there is one that is uniting all the online workers. It is iWorkers Kenya. Maybe you guys have not heard of it. As Upwork, online professional Kenya. Sawa. So you can be a member. You can, decide to do to apply for a membership. It's no longer called Upwork. Now it's called iWorkers Kenya. So you'll not find Upwork anymore because it is branded to iWorkers Kenya. So I know it's in the process of creating that sign-up page. Once that is done and dusted, I'm sure you guys, maybe through Immobilis, you're going to receive invitation to join that community of online workers. It's a body that brings together all the online workers. Just sign up and become a member, and from there you are going to get tips. And as I conclude, now this is the final conclusion. I think it's because I'm near the Reverend here. Yeah, this is why I have to conclude 3 times. Yeah, the final conclusion is about what we are doing at GIZ. We have also come up with courses for gig workers on how to navigate the gig economy. Those are e-learning courses. They will help you get those badges. Tumesema continuous learning and development, ndio? Yeah, so if you need that extra badge, there are courses that have been designed by GIZ, and you are able to learn those courses and get a badge that you can upload on your LinkedIn profile or even on your social media profile that shows that you have successfully been able to undertake such courses, and also get a certificate of completion for being able to complete those courses. There are many courses that are there for you as a gig worker, including how to navigate the gig economy, skills for riders, for those who are on the location-based gig work. And for the cloud-based gig works, there is a ton of courses on top of what you get, on top of what you learn. Take time to take that extra step to also go online. You can find those courses on a platform called atingi.org. So if you Google www.atingi, is ATINGI, atingi.org, or simply Google courses for gig workers by GIZ, and you're going to see those courses. Signing up is free. Completion of those courses is free, and you get a certificate and also a badge that you can always upload on your social media profile, and even your Upwork or even other online work profiles. So that's it. I am now have come to the end of this talk. I invite anyone who might have a question, maybe 1 or 2 questions, or 1 question. Anyone with a question? It looks like everybody got everything that I said. Thank you so much. Karibu Zak.
Okay, thank you so much, Bundi. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not how you clap for somebody who has spoken very great things. So let's prepare ourselves. Let's give another round of applause to Mr. Teresius Bundi. Twende moja, mbili, tatu, funga, fungua. Nice, naanza kufeel kama chief hapa. Anyway, thank you so much, Bundi. That was very encouraging and informative. The information that has been passed across. Na hope umeget Omondi. Na hope hautakuwa Omondi, umeget the financial management bit inakamina hapo. Wakati unaanza kushika tudo hivi, usisahau the other name unakumbuka moja, ndio? That's an amazing thing. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to bore you or keep you, but right now we will be breaking for a cup of tea, and it's going to take us just 15 minutes because we are far much ahead of time and we need to keep up to today's session. So 15 minutes, the tea is already placed outside here. Kindly just take your tea out there, finish, leave your cup and everything there and come back. We are discouraging cups and anything coming this side because it might tip over and pour on your laptop. Kutakuwa na issues hapa. So just finish up and then mkuje. So Pastor Constance.
Weeks mentorship program where it takes place at Google Classroom and also on WhatsApp. You can engage with your mentor. We have Q&A sessions. We have assignments or tasks that we share with the participants to complete. And after that, that is when you are able to get an Ajira certificate from the Ajira portal. That is where it is very keen and it is key also for you to create and complete a profile on the Ajira portal. So that is the process of enrolling and going through the training. You as a student, you as a Kenyan youth, you go to the Ajira portal, that is ajiradigital.go.ke. You create a profile and make sure you update it 80 to 100%. It will need you to key in your generic information, your name, phone number, email, then you upload your work experience if you have. If you don't have, you won't be locked out. You put a fresher, in the work environment. Also, you put your addresses, if you want to contact you, how can a client reach out to you? Then after updating your profile 80 to 100%, you'll be able to see the upcoming trainings. Our trainings run from Monday to Thursday. On Monday and Tuesday, you do one job category. Wednesday and Thursday, you can do another job category. But for an institution like this, students want to learn. So we are training all the job categories for 5 days. That is Monday to Friday. And we are training on data entry, transcription, online accounts, soft skills, hard skills on how to get started. Then after the training, we just don't leave you to go. There is a 5 weeks mentorship program where it takes place at Google Classroom and also on WhatsApp. You can engage with your mentor. We have Q&A sessions. We have assignments or tasks that we share with the participants to complete. And after that, that is when you are able to get an Ajira certificate from the Ajira portal. That is where it is very keen and it is key also for you to create and complete a profile on the Ajira portal. So that is the process of enrolling and going through the training. You as a student, you as a Kenyan youth, you go to the Ajira portal, that is ajiradigital.go.ke. You create a profile and make sure you update it 80 to 100%. It will need you to key in your generic information, your name, phone number, email, then you upload your work experience if you have. If you don't have, you won't be locked out. You put a fresher, in the work environment. Also, you put your addresses, if you want to contact you, how can a client reach out to you? Then after updating your profile 80 to 100%, you'll be able to see the upcoming trainings. Our trainings run from Monday to Thursday. On Monday and Tuesday, you do one job category. Wednesday and Thursday, you can do another job category. But for an institution like this, students want to learn. So we are training all the job categories for 5 days. That is Monday to Friday. And we are training on data entry, transcription, online accounts, soft skills, hard skills on how to get started. Then after the training, we just don't leave you to go. there is a 5 weeks mentorship program where it takes place at Google Classroom and also on WhatsApp. You can engage with your mentor. We have Q&A sessions. We have assignments or tasks that we share with the participants to complete. And after that, that is when you are able to get an Ajira certificate from the Ajira portal. That is where it is very keen and it is key also for you to create and complete a profile on the Ajira portal. So that is the process of enrolling and going through the training.